Walt Fehr, and I'm with the U.S. Department of Transportation, responsible for managing systems engineering for Intelligent Transportation Systems Joint Program Office programs. I'd like to share with you today information on an initiative that we're working on in collaboration with the Mobile Technology Association of Michigan in an effort to encourage your firm to be a part of it. We here at the DOT are in the early stages of implementing a variety of large connected intelligent transportation systems deployment projects across the country. The people in the field who are responsible for implementing these projects are constantly looking for an effective way to find out what products and services are available to them to use in their projects, who the vendors are that they can work with. To date, they have found this search to be more than challenging. Keep in mind, these are large-scale projects where buyers will be looking to make purchases in the thousands of units for each project. They're in need of equipment for vehicles, for infrastructure, and a variety of software and services to support these projects. Additionally, the Secretary of Transportation recently announced the next large deployment trial under the title of the Smart City Challenge. Right now, we're in the process of working closely with the 7 finalist cities to help them improve their small community deployments so that a final winning city from among them can be chosen to receive a $40 million grant from the US DOT to put together a significantly larger implementation of connected transportation technology in the winning city. We also have the FAST Act grants coming up rapidly. And again, there will be several more large-scale trials that will require significant equipment purchase, software, and services. These projects need help finding companies to work with, and this is not something that the US DOT is able to do for them. We're required to step away when they're making purchasing decisions and do whatever we can to create an environment where they can become aware of the resources that are available to them. And that's what we're here to talk about today. Our friends at the Mobile Technology Association of Michigan, a nonprofit trade association for connected technologies, have agreed to help us by making available a resource that will help us to facilitate this relationship building process between the purchasers and vendors in the connected transportation community. The team at MTAM has found a presentation platform in this virtual environment that is much more feature-friendly and interactive than the typical web meeting or website, and much more representative of the type of behavior and interaction that you would find when you attend a trade show in person. Attendees get all of the benefits and more of attending an in-person trade show, but none of the downside. They don't have to get on a plane. They don't have to stay in a hotel. They don't have to lose days from what they really need to work on. The Connected Transportation Virtual Trade Show will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever it's convenient for them to attend, and they'll always be able to find what they need when they need it, and will always be able to have that interactive experience when they can directly connect with representatives from the firms that they're interested in. MTAM will be bringing existing in-person conferences from around the U.S. and the world into the environment, offering producers of those events the opportunity to expand their attendance to a global audience. Doing this will provide even more potential customers for your exhibits as the environment is able to accommodate up to 50,000 visitors at once. Conferences held in the environment can also be archived, which means that those who can't attend an event when it is live will often listen to it later and will visit exhibits at the same time, again, giving your exhibit even more exposure. The advantage for you as a potential exhibitor in the virtual trade show is the opportunity to purchase an exhibit in an ongoing extended duration trade show where potential customers from around the globe will be able to access your firm's information 24 hours a day. Your exhibit can be customized to your firm's branding, and you can add video, marketing information, white papers, whatever kind of content you like to market your products and services with, and update it whenever you need to within minutes. You can even do live webcasts from your exhibit. All of this is available to you at a cost significantly less than a typical single in-person trade show event. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to my friend Byron from MTAM to walk you through some of the features and functions available in the virtual environment.
Thank you, Walt. So echoing a little bit about what Walt was just discussing, with our virtual environments, everything that you're seeing is completely customizable. It's a flash-driven technology that doesn't require any downloads that can be accessed via your desktop or any mobile device if you need. If people can access this environment 24/7, as Walt was discussing, it's a perpetual environment that's very user-friendly that allows people to interact, grab material, subscribe to locations, and put content within their briefcase, just like they would do at an actual trade show. So as I go to visit a booth location, we get to see some of the features that we have enabled for us. So as you can see, the booth location is being ran by MTAM. It's completely customizable. They put their own branding in. They can put as much content in these environments as they possibly would like. And that content can range from PDF files, Microsoft Word docs, to short video clips, or even hosting a webcast within your booth location. You'll notice certain social media feeds such as Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. You'll notice things like the rep is offline, but even though the rep is offline, it doesn't prohibit me as a user to actually engage with that rep. I can actually send that rep an email, and it'll go directly to their email, and that rep can respond accordingly. You'll notice here that I have an information kiosk. So as I click on the information kiosk, this is where my briefcase really turns into action. As you can see here, I can get a brief about us, about the kiosk that I'm at. I can find a little bit about the products and services associated with the company. I can also find product literature as well. For example, show exhibitor, partners of MTAM, or even outlink to the website if I would like to. What's really nice about my resource hall, my information kiosk rather, is anything that I see here I can constantly add to my briefcase. You'll notice the green check mark now tells me that this is now into my briefcase. And that goes for video clips, PDF files, or anything. All from this booth location, I can do things from chatting with those booth reps, getting information with those booth reps. We can have forums. We can even have a Skype call or an instant meeting via something like a WebEx or an Adobe Connect like we're using today. So moving a little bit toward the back end, you see as a booth rep, I have a lot of features available to me. So as people start coming into my booth, I can start engaging with these people. I can view some of the activities that these users are doing. For example, are they taking in certain content? Are they rating that content? Or maybe are they participating in a particular webcast? Or maybe that they're at a booth location that's not relevant to them. I can always forward that user to another booth location that's more relevant to them. If I miss a conversation with them, I can always send an email to them. And if they want to have a one-on-one interaction, I can always start an instant web meeting. Since we're on the topic of showing a little bit of the back end, I want to talk a little bit about the smart reports associated with your booth location. So with every booth location, obviously you have an admin or a series of admins that are really just repping that booth at a specific time. You can always access your smart reports at any time in real time. You have the ability to see who's coming to your booth, what content they're downloading, maybe if they're joining a webcast or they're participating in a particular forum. And what this really does is it allows you as an admin of a booth to really talk to the users that are most important to you. The users that need help, maybe they need questions on a certain product or service, you can directly interact with those users. So as you can see here, we can track smart reports from audience, your locations and content, or even simple things as just social interaction. So moving back a little bit with the virtual environments, the exhibit hall is just one of the locations that we're discussing today. You're seeing a couple of other features on the screen, for example, a What's New tab. The What's New tab is very interesting because if you're starting learning courses, if maybe new literature is being put into a booth location, you'll always get email updates letting you know that something is new has been associated with that particular booth location. The admins of the environment can always push out announcements on the fly, and then once again, just like in a face-to-face trade show, you carry around that tote bag or briefcase where you can upload files, contacts, messages, and then you can obviously download that information as well. Always remember your profile is completely customizable, so you can upload pictures, put your own resume on there, or whatever content you want to put into your briefcase, you can do that as well. Talking a little bit about the other locations we have in the virtual environment, the first location we visited was the actual exhibition hall. These are where the exhibitors have their booth locations. But we also have a resource center. A resource center is sort of a content repository where you can put anything from video clips, outsource it to YouTube, or upload the video clips directly into the platform. PDF files, Word docs, or even posting previous webcasts in your resource library is fine as well. And then people, once again, can always just connect that and put that immediately into their briefcase. One of the other locations when we're talking about virtual environments is your webcast. So you've heard me say the word webcast a couple times. So at a fairly efficient cost, you can actually run a webcast from your booth location that can look very similar to what I'm about to show you here. Webcasts can vary from audio only to video only to audio slides and video and slides. We can support many different video components. We can do voice over IP or even have people dial into your phone line. Please excuse that audio interruption. So what we're looking at is a video-only event. So you have the ability to do an event very similar to this from your booth location. You have features enabled such as Q&A, the ability to push polls, attention tracking, or even have content that you want your users to leave that event with. Perhaps the users can't join the live event. We also can have that event available on demand or as a simulated live where you pre-record a portion of your event to give the audience the impression that the whole thing is actually live. Maybe your audience can't actually watch the whole presentation. They can always download a quick podcast and listen to that event on the fly. So just remember that the webcasting tool is available for you as well, and it's a great way to interact with your users that are visiting your booth locations. And those events can be audio and slides. They can be collaborative, sort of like an Adobe Connect or a WebEx, or a one-to-many presentation as well.
Thank you, Byron, for that introduction to the capabilities of this particular environment that we're exploring here. I'm talking to you from the USDOT's booth on the trade show floor, and I'd like to again thank our hosts for introducing us to this particular environment, and we look forward to using it as a way of getting information out to the people who will be using our support services to help them with their Connected Intelligent Transportation System projects. And we look forward to seeing other exhibitors within the trade show space helping us understand what kind of products and services are available as people are building out these projects. Thank you.